You ever fire up a grill and get a face full of smoke? That's what we're talking about today, but instead of burgers, we're grilling up software. In the software world, that first blast of smoke, that's a smoke test. Think of it like a quick check to see if your software is even worth firing up. Does it light up, or does it fizzle out and leave you with a pile of useless code? We've all been there, right? Frustrating, ain't it? It's about making sure the darn thing works before you invest a ton of time and energy in it. You wouldn't launch a rocket without making sure the engines fire up first, would you? Same goes for software. A good smoke test can save you from a world of headaches down the line. So, what exactly is a smoke test? In simple terms, it's a series of basic tests that check the core functionality of your software. You're not looking for fancy features, just the bare minimum to see if things are working at the most basic level. These tests are designed to be quick and dirty. You just want to see if the software is alive and kicking. If it passes the smoke test, you know you're good to move on to more thorough testing. If not, well, back to the drawing board. It's like checking your car's engine light before a road trip. They help you avoid wasting time and resources on software that's fundamentally flawed. Now, you might be thinking, smoke tests? Sounds like extra work to me. And yeah, I get it, nobody likes extra work. But trust me on this one, folks. Smoke tests are like those yearly doctor checkups you keep putting off. They might seem like a hassle, but catching problems early can save you a whole lot of pain down the line. Imagine you're building a house. You wouldn't wait till the roof's on to check if the foundation's straight, would you? That's just asking for trouble. Finding and fixing bugs early in the development cycle is way easier and cheaper than dealing with them later on. Think of it like this. Would you rather patch a small leak or deal with a full-blown flood? Time is precious, especially in the fast-paced world of software development. You're racing against deadlines, trying to get your product out the door. Every minute counts, and the last thing you need is a bunch of preventable bugs slowing you down. That's where smoke tests come in, like a trusty sidekick saving the day. They help you optimize your development workflow, ensuring that you're not wasting valuable time on broken code. Think of it this way. Every bug you catch early on is time and money saved. You can focus on building new features, improving performance, and delivering a top-notch product. Remember, in the world of software development, time is money. But it's not just about saving time and money, folks. Smoke tests are also about building confidence. Confidence in your code, confidence in your team, and confidence in your ability to deliver a quality product. It's about knowing that you've got a solid foundation to build upon. Every time your software passes a smoke test, it's a small victory. It's a sign that you're on the right track, that your code is stable, and that you're making progress. This confidence then ripples outwards. Your developers feel good about the code they're writing. Your testers can focus on more in-depth testing, knowing that the basics are covered. Smoke tests are more than just a technical necessity. Alright, so we know smoke tests are important, but what makes a good one? First off, clarity. A good smoke test is like a good set of directions, clear, concise, and easy to follow. There's no room for ambiguity here, folks. Every step should be well-defined, leaving no room for interpretation. Each test case should have a specific goal and expected outcome. It's about removing any guesswork and ensuring that everyone involved understands exactly what's being tested and what constitutes a pass or fail. And clear results mean you can identify and fix issues faster, keeping your project on track and your team on point. Next up, simplicity. Now, I'm all for a good challenge, but when it comes to smoke tests, simpler is always better. These tests are not meant to be complex masterpieces of code. They're quick checks, like making sure the pilot light is on before you fire up the furnace. Focus on testing the most critical functionalities of your software. Think of it like checking the brakes and tires on your car before a long drive. Avoid getting bogged down in intricate scenarios or edge cases. Keep your smoke tests lean and mean, focusing on the core functions that make your software tick. Keep it simple, and you'll be able to diagnose and address issues much faster. Now, simplicity is important, but so is coverage. A good smoke test doesn't just scratch the surface, it hits all the major components of your software. Think of it like a good security system. You want every door and window covered, not just the front door. Make sure your tests cover all the critical paths and functionalities of your application. This might include things like user login, data retrieval, payment processing, or any other core functions that are essential to your software's operation. A single missed bug in a critical area can have cascading effects, bringing the whole system down. By ensuring comprehensive coverage, you're minimizing the risk of major surprises down the line. It's about having confidence that your software is solid from the ground up. Last but not least, let's talk about speed. Smoke tests are all about quick feedback. You don't want to be waiting around all day for the results. Think of it like a fast food drive-thru. You want your order quick, efficient, and without any surprises. Your smoke test should be designed to run quickly, ideally within minutes, not hours. The faster your tests run, the faster you get feedback on your code. This allows you to catch and fix issues early on, before they snowball into bigger problems. Remember, in the world of software development, speed is key. Let's talk about clarity in smoke tests. Imagine you're following a recipe for Grandma's famous apple pie. You get to a step that says, bake until done. Now, Grandma might know instinctively when that pie is perfect, but you, my friend, you're left staring through the oven door, wondering if you're about to serve up applesauce or charcoal. That's what a poorly written smoke test feels like. Vague instructions leave too much room for interpretation. Check if the login works, you might say. But what defines working? Does it mean just seeing the login page, successfully entering credentials? Being redirected to the correct user profile? A crystal clear test case would outline each step meticulously. Navigate to the login page. Enter valid username and password. Verify successful redirection to the user's homepage with their name displayed in the top right corner. Simplicity rules. Think like a short order cook. Now let's talk about keeping it simple. Imagine you walk into a diner and order a grilled cheese sandwich. Simple, right? But then the waiter brings you a plate piled high with artisan bread, 15 different cheeses with unpronounceable names, and a side of exotic fruit chutney. You just wanted a grilled cheese. That's what happens when smoke tests get overly complicated. You start by testing a basic login, and next thing you know, you're simulating hundreds of concurrent users, testing for database load times, and checking for compatibility with every browser under the sun. Keep your smoke tests focused on the essentials. Think of it like a pre-flight checklist for an airplane. The pilot isn't checking every bolt and rivet, just the critical systems needed for takeoff. Coverage is king, no stone left unturned. We've talked about clarity and simplicity, but let's not forget about coverage. Imagine you're a security guard patrolling a building. You wouldn't just check the front door and call it a night, right? You'd make sure every entrance and exit is secure, every window is latched, and every corridor is clear. That's the mindset you need for smoke test coverage. It's not enough to just test a handful of happy path scenarios. You need to cover all the critical areas of your software, like a good security system protecting a valuable asset. Think about all the major functions of your application. User authentication, data input and retrieval, payment processing, third-party integrations. These are all critical areas that need to be included in your smoke tests. Fast feedback. The need for speed. Now, let's talk about the importance of speed. Imagine you're waiting for the results of a medical test. You wouldn't want to wait weeks for the results, especially if you're feeling unwell, right? You need that information quickly so you can take action. The same principle applies to smoke tests. The longer it takes for these tests to run, the longer it takes to identify and address issues. Speed is crucial for maintaining a rapid development cycle. Think of it like this. Every minute spent waiting for slow tests is a minute wasted. Developers are left twiddling their thumbs, unable to move forward until they get the green light. This can lead to frustration, delays, and ultimately, a slower time to market. Finding the right balance, a delicate dance. Now you might be thinking, Mike, this all sounds great, but how do I balance all these criteria? Clarity, simplicity, coverage, speed, it's a lot to juggle. And you're right, folks, it's a delicate dance. There will be times when you need to prioritize one criterion over another. For example, you might need to sacrifice a bit of coverage for the sake of speed, or you might need to add a few extra steps to ensure clarity. The key is to find the right balance for your specific project and team. Communicate with your team, understand their needs, and be willing to adapt and adjust as you go along. It's about working smarter, not harder, and delivering a quality product on time and within budget. Now, you might be wondering, Mike, how do the bigwigs in the software world handle smoke tests? What sets them apart? Well, folks, it's all about setting the gold standard. Think of it like the difference between a backyard BBQ and a Michelin star restaurant. Both can grill a good steak, but the attention to detail, the quality of ingredients, and the overall experience are on a whole other level. Industry leaders approach smoke testing with the same dedication and rigor they apply to every aspect of software development. They understand that a solid foundation of smoke tests is crucial for building a reliable and scalable product. They invest in robust testing frameworks, implement comprehensive test suites, and prioritize automation to streamline the process. It's about building a reputation for delivering software that just works, and that starts with a rock-solid smoke testing strategy. Now let's talk about automation. In the world of professional smoke testing, automation is king. Think of it like this. Would you rather hand wash a mountain of dishes or load them into a dishwasher and press a button? Automation is your trusty sidekick, freeing you from repetitive tasks and allowing you to focus on the bigger picture. Industry leaders leverage automation tools to streamline their smoke testing process, making it faster, more efficient, and less prone to human error. They automate everything from test execution to result analysis, ensuring quick feedback and rapid iteration cycles. These automation tools act like tireless robots working around the clock to catch those pesky bugs. They run tests after every code commit, every build, and every deployment, providing continuous feedback on the software's health. This allows developers to identify and address issues in real time, preventing those bugs from sneaking into production and wreaking havoc on your users. Remember, folks, in the fast-paced world of software development, automation is your secret weapon for staying ahead of the game. But it doesn't stop there, folks. Professional smoke testing is not a one-time event, it's a continuous process of improvement. Think of it like tending a garden. You don't just plant the seeds and walk away, you water them, fertilize them, and prune them regularly to ensure they grow strong and healthy. Industry leaders are constantly refining their smoke tests, adding new test cases, updating existing ones, and analyzing the results to identify areas for improvement. They embrace a mindset of continuous learning and adaptation, always striving for that elusive testing nirvana. They track metrics like test coverage, execution time, and defect density to identify bottlenecks and optimize their testing process. They also encourage feedback from developers, testers, and stakeholders to ensure their smoke tests are relevant, effective, and aligned with the overall goals of the project. Remember, folks, the world of software development is constantly evolving. New technologies emerge, user expectations change, and the threat landscape is constantly shifting. To stay ahead of the curve, you need to embrace continuous improvement and make smoke testing an integral part of your software development culture. Well, folks, there you have it. We've journeyed through the world of smoke tests, from their humble beginnings as a quick sanity check to their crucial role in professional software development. We've seen how these tests, like a trusty canary in a coal mine, can alert us to potential dangers early on, saving us time, money, and a whole lot of headaches. Remember, a good smoke test is like a good handshake, firm, confident, and gets straight to the point. It's about clarity, simplicity, coverage, and speed. It's about finding those pesky bugs before they multiply and wreak havoc on your software. Whether you're building the next big app or just starting out in the world of coding, make smoke testing a non-negotiable part of your process. Trust me, your future self will thank you for it. Remember, folks, in the world of software development, a little smoke can save you from a whole lot of fire. So, light 'em up and get testing.